Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of Creepy Old Crypt. We're here in the studio. As you can see, we got the pumpkins out. We got the creepy tree out. We got anything spooky, anything scary.
Like this Mega Man or whatever.
Mega Man or whatever. It's a Megazord, and you know that. So you could pretend you don't know, but the truth always floats to the top, just like a corpse rises to the riverbed when it's hidden. Guess what? That's what we're talking today.
Scary shit.
Creepy Old Crypt. We're talking scary stuff. We're going Halloween style because today we're going to talk about Halloween haunts at theme parks. They all do them.
Yeah.
Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, Knott's Scary Farm at Knott's Berry Farm, in case you didn't know where that was. SeaWorld has a dope. No, I've never been to that.
I've always heard of it, but I don't care.
Dude, I don't know what it. I haven't gone to SeaWorld in probably 20 years. I'm just like, do I care? I don't know. And it's so funny because people keep posting something happened. Maybe they're hurting. I don't know. I haven't been to SeaWorld in a long time, but they consistently have the worst deals on food. People always criticize Disneyland for, food's so expensive. Food. And then someone ran it through all the theme parks and were like, actually, Disneyland was the best deal. Really? In terms of theme parks, they found higher prices on a lot of stuff at Knott's. Some that wasn't. Because I feel like we get the chicken dinner. I feel like that's not that much comparatively. Comparatively.
So much food.
But in the theme park, a lot of things actually did cost more, and SeaWorld was way higher. And they showed the Halloween event that they have there, and there was no food under $20. That was it. Everything was $20. And then, ready for this? Okay, tax on it. Okay, that's to be expected. Every item had some extra 3% thing on it. Oh yeah, that's for employees. What? So what's the $20 that I paid the fucking food for? I mean, every item on their thing had some extra thing that wasn't included on the thing.
Yeah, they got
it was crazy. Anyway, we're not. That's the last word on SeaWorld.
We're not doing that.
Not talking about that anymore. We're gonna mainly talk about we went to the Universal Halloween Horror Night. Is that what it's called?
Interactive Horror Hell Festival.
I had never been to the Universal one. Okay. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Knott's Scary Farm. We also did a local one that, we could, maybe we'll save that
for the end.
But let's start with Universal. And we'll compare them all and we'll tell you which one is the best.
And we're not going to talk about the Disneyland one because do not give a shit.
That one, I know people who say they love it. They do Oogie Boogie Bash here in California Adventure. It's twice as much money as any of the other ones. It's like $140 to go. Yeah. I always hear, but you get you get a lot of free candy.
I can go buy candy.
For $30, I can have so much candy I vomit.
Yeah.
So to have 100 and whatever, and there's no mazes or anything. Yeah. It's more I don't care about character meet and greets. I don't care about
character meet and greets and a fireworks show. I don't care.
Yeah. So we have never done that.
Don't they usually bust out the Kingdom Hearts shit?
Yes,
Halloween?
they did do that.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, do you want to line up an hour and a half to meet Kingdom Hearts Mickey?
Fuck no.
But, if they're just walking around or something, I do think it's cool they did Judge Doom this year.
Oh.
And they had, I don't know if you saw clips of it.
No.
Each year they've been kind of testing, let's see if more adult kind of thing.
Okay.
This is the one thing I'll hand it to them on. Is last year they had in the Marvel area randomly zombie Captain America.
Yeah.
And he was rotting and skeletal and shit. And people were like, okay, that's a little more adult than what, and rumor was they were kind of testing that. Can we get away with that? Thing. And then this year they had a whole corner with Acme, neon sign and whatever. And every so often Judge Doom came out and said, I'm not playing with kid gloves anymore, whatever. And he would take he had the shoe.
Oh.
And fucking dipped that thing into the dip. Acid burn, smoke came off of it, dead. And they were like, this is the first time there's been a murder on stage at a Disney thing. So that was cool to see, but I'm not paying to go to that.
No.
And it sells out in a day. I'm not interested. But we went to Universal. Let's start there.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to go this year because hearing that there was a Last of Us experience, and it was like co-created with Naughty Dog as opposed to like the HBO show, and they got like the original voices and stuff like that. I was like, okay, I got to see that. And I'm always a little bit surprised with myself because I'll get hyped on that, and then the day comes, and then I'm like, Rocco, you hate being scared. Why did you stop? We're walking into the park, and I'm going, why the fuck did I do this?
We're walking to the park, fire's going off, and it's like, and you're like, fuck this.
Yeah, and and not only that, I was telling Rachel this because Rachel went to. I splurged this year. I was like, this is the only time we've been here. Maybe I don't know if I'm going to this again, but they have the houses I want to see this year. I'm going to get Express. I got us all Express. I'm like, dude, we're going to be able to bang, 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 bang. We're going to go through all of them instantly.
Yeah.
And then, on the way up there, I was telling Rachel, I'm like, Rachel, I signed up for more scares in less time.
Get me the scares faster.
Like why did I do that? I might have gone through 3 if I just did the normal thing, but now I'm definitely seeing like 20 things.
Yeah, you're seeing everything basically.
So we got there. Let me just say, if we hadn't got Express, I don't know what the fuck we would have done.
You can't do everything without Express.
It was so overrun.
It was so crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a ticket you can get. This is when I went for the first time I went. I think it's cheaper or it might be more, where you get to kind of stay in the park as it switches over.
And you can go at like 2 p.m.
Yeah, and you can immediately get in a line, but you're still fucked because once you do one maze, the other mazes hit like 80-minute
And they're all full.
Yeah. I did want to
So you get a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah. I did want to say preemptively that I feel like, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've just like kind of sensed this. I feel like Universal Horror Nights took a hit post-COVID. Because I feel like the year I was there, the year I was there prior.
Yeah, I have no knowledge of this. So yeah,
in between mazes, there were way more experiences and things to go through.
Yeah.
And this year I kind of felt like light like in between mazes. I thought the mazes were good, but the experiences around the mazes,
the scare zones, basically.
Yeah, I felt like we were just
very limited,
walking around and having security guards be like, "Stop, go, stop."
Yeah.
Last year I went through like a whole like. They built an area and there was like dudes in ghillie suits like frozen, and I didn't know which one was which, and there was a tunnel that we went like there was a bunch of crazy shit. But I just wanted to preemptively say that.
Yeah, I went once in I think 2016 or 17. And yeah, I remember that. So there was a lot more like scary stuff outside of the things.
Yeah. I feel like something happened.
That's the consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The year I went is when they did the Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, I never got to see that
maze, and that was on the set that's in New York. And there was no security at all, so I was just walking around that fucking set. Like I just didn't go like there was no one there. I was like, but this year I feel like they didn't put any of the mazes on the actual lot.
It was awkward too because if you got that early ticket, where you go in. You could go at 2 p.m. and you're there early for when the haunts start. You also got access to Nintendo Land or Super Nintendo World. It was closed off and only that ticket could go in. It was closed off to the public, but if you had that early ticket, you could go in up to like 10 p.m. You could go into Nintendo World. Okay, cool. So we got express tickets. Great. Could we get into Nintendo World? No. So it was kind of it was very weird. It was like, so either we can, I don't know. It just felt like, didn't we buy the most deluxe ticket where we could like cut into everything? But no, but you needed to get the lesser one to go into Nintendo World. It made no sense to me. I wasn't there for Nintendo really anyway. So it was
they didn't do anything special for the Nintendo, which is dumb.
Yeah, they should. Yeah. It should have been Booze walking around. Yeah. They should have had that piano from Mario 64, dung, 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 thing. They should have had Wart, or some shit. What?
Universal Horror Nights reeks of like, we're the top guy.
Yeah.
And we don't really have to perform anymore.
It kind of felt that way.
Especially this year.
Now, I'm going to say, though, I had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
So no question there. But it was weird. It definitely felt like Yeah, get in here. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Go there, or go there. It didn't feel like I was in like, yeah, we're celebrating Halloween. It felt like kind of a panic almost.
Yeah. It definitely didn't hurt ticket sales because there were so many people. It was a Wednesday night.
Yeah,
and
we went on Wednesday.
Slammed.
Oh, the Johnny catchphrase.
Oh, there were so many people there. The lines were huge. Again, we used the express, so we got to go in the front of each one.
Yeah.
But some of like the Chucky one was like 180-minute wait, just going one maze.
Yeah.
And that was insane to me. And even then, ours took like what, half an hour to get through that? Even though we had express, that was a long time.
Yeah. It just felt like the maze. Okay, so I felt like through all the haunted maze shit that we went through, all of the attractions that they had for this event, I felt like they had the power to do. They had all the properties. Yo, you want a Chucky maze to go through? We got that. You want Exorcist? We got that.
Boom.
And there would be effects in them you wouldn't see at Knott's necessarily. Chucky thing had a bunch of animatronics.
Oh, there's
of
so
him.
much animatronic stuff.
It was wicked. They just wouldn't have that at Knott's.
Yeah.
However, it felt like the airport of scares, if that makes sense. Where it's like that terminal, go there. Where's the map? To that. As opposed to like, let's have a fun Halloween night in a theme park. You know, is that a fair assessment?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much we want to go through each maze bit by bit, but
we just talk about our favorites.
In
general.
I do want to point out that we did run into Rhett and Link.
Yes.
Yeah, Rhett and Link.
They were there.
Yeah. Shout out Rhett and Link. Probably in their footage, getting all scary. There were a lot of YouTuber, vlogger people that we'd see them go into a maze, and then we would go, "Oh, that's okay. You guys can go ahead of us." We didn't want to be behind.
Filming.
We didn't want to be behind someone with his fucking Steadicam going through the maze. So
yeah, whenever we film mazes and stuff, we just turn the night vision on and try to have the camera as low as possible.
Yeah, or my iPhone.
Yeah, I noticed with every other YouTuber, like even Rhett and Link, they have like a giant light blaring. I'm like,
they don't.
How are you scared?
They just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin it for other people.
Same. Either.
Yeah. Tokyo Disney banned live streaming.
Really?
You can take videos, video clips, pictures. But actual streaming where it's like continuously on, they banned that. They're the first to do it. And a lot of people are like, maybe do that here.
Yeah, I wonder if Disney proper would do that.
Personally, I do think there should be some type of certain laws with live streaming because I feel like that is kind of a weird thing that happens in America where it's like, oh, you're live streaming me and I have no say in this. Like, that's kind of strange. Even though we do that occasionally, but there are elements where I'm like,
totally.
You're out in public.
Yeah.
You don't have a total expation of privacy. Okay.
100%.
But it's more just like at a theme park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here with my family. You don't need to stream me, maybe kind of thing, So I definitely think but filming a clip or taking a picture.
That's totally fine.
That's enough, that's relatively low impact compared to an ongoing 7-hour live stream. So
I've been to Disneyland and seen that a bunch where the people are just talking, walking around and with like a rig. Just talking it like to their stream.
Yeah.
So.
And people getting like their pancakes at the table and they're going,
oh God.
Did you see that video?
I hate that video.
Oh, there's a video that went viral online of a woman who was clearly filming like a TikTok. And she waits for the waiter at IHOP to bring her the stack of pancakes, and she's got the fork and knife going,
oh God,
like that. And you could see a woman at the table behind her going, and the caption on the video was that the woman in the background is all of us. That was the viral clip. Anyway, but it definitely felt like, get the fuck over here, get the fuck over there, move. It felt like going to Halloween boot camp.
Yeah.
That was my feeling. Now, had fun, and again, had fun on the mazes and all the experiences.
Mazes are great.
And rides
Yeah.
You could cut onto those.
Tons of rides were open.
And the wait times weren't even bad anyway,
the Express was a normal Express that you could use within anything. Like it was, there's no separation with the Express from Universal Studios and Hollywood Horror Nights. There's just, you're in the park, you can use Express for anything, really. Yeah. And so we used that, and we just went on a ton of rides, too.
Yeah.
And it was a really fun night. Going on all these things and going on like Jurassic Park at night and stuff.
That was great. Yeah. We also got the double fright on the Mummy when it got stuck.
Yeah.
Oh, it got stuck.
The Mummy got stuck for a minute at one point, and I was like, it's supposed to keep going right after this one part in the thing. And it took a second. The thing you were watching reset, and then it continues.
Oh, it was right at the part where we were supposed to go backwards too. So it's just like. It was kind of terrifying to be like, is this gonna go backwards soon? Or
I didn't experience that. I sat out the rides. I got myself a pumpkin spice frappuccino from a good friend Beans at Universal.
Was Beans there?
Beans is there.
Oh, was he really?
I think so.
Oh shit, yeah. Dude! Shouts out Beans, dude. What show was he on again?
Even Stevens. But anyway. So I was enjoying that. But that was when it really started to hit me. I'm sipping on my Starbucks there. I'm sitting out there, and there was another girl doing the exact same thing. She was seriously like, I can't like handle the rides, and I'm sitting here and waiting for my friends to get out. And I sat there for a minute, and then she goes, "Man, it's fucking loud here." And I went, "Yeah," and it really was. Universal turns the volume up so much.
Yeah, for all the music and scary stuff.
Oh my God. I wore earplugs through everything. I mean, a lot of times I will anyway, because I don't know what I'm walking into, and I just am like, I don't want something to fucking blow my ear. I have a fear of like someone doing a really loud thing all of a sudden. So I always get comments that are like, you're a grown man. Yeah. I don't want a fucking, listen, one time Garrett threw a firecracker and it was really loud. I don't want that happening again. I don't know what they're capable of, but anyway, no, they were like deafening. They were that park was so loud the whole time.
Just blasting fucking creepy dubstep too.
Yeah.
This is a thing that I think we need to stop with like horror content. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say this to the fucking metalcore community as well.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this music box sound. Can we stop with the creepy music box sound? You know what I'm talking about? Like the ding, 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 ding. I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it so fucking much.
Me too.
It's so annoying.
I never thought about that.
And they use it in fucking metalcore songs too. And I'm like, stop.
Yeah, that sound sucks. I agree with you. That's like annoying to hear that. So the audio was aggravating. But just real quick, running through the mazes, because there's not much to report other than the mazes. That was like
that's their bread and butter.
Again, they had the licensed ones. I thought the Stranger Things one was stupid.
That was the worst maze.
That was my least favorite
we did
one.
this year.
And I would say that might have had. Did that have the worst weight for it?
I think so.
It had a gnarly looking weight.
Yeah.
And couple neat effects in it, but it wasn't worth going through that.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck is in there.
Yeah.
11 is using her mind and make the guy explode.
Can we talk about how like I felt like the clips this year that the actors had to repeat were
my God,
a fucking
2 seconds.
millisecond.
Yeah.
So we walked into the Stranger Things one and it was like these two kids being like, "Are you sure about this? I don't know. Are you sure about this? I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you sure about this? I don't know." And it's like,
we've got to get out of here now. We got to take the stairs or we're going to die. We got to get out of here now. We got to take the stairs or we're going to die.
That was the exact.
Give them 2 more things to say.
Dude, for real. Like
that's it.
When the line got stuck for a second, I'm seeing them. These are actors and they're lip syncing like audio.
Yeah,
and it's like
the audio
I felt bad. I was like, wow.
I thought they were going to mentally break.
Yeah. It seemed like actual torture.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like, give them 1 more thing to say. That's it. So I thought that one sucked. I mean, it was still fun going through. You're not going to be miserable.
Yeah, there's cool effects and stuff like that. You're not going to like go, "Oh, this isn't worth it." But like
that one was. If you only have so much time, don't waste it on that.
Yeah.
Did The Last of Us?
Oh yeah.
As a fan, I'm not going to say that was like their most creative one or anything. As a fan of the game, I was fucking loving it.
Yeah, because there's just a bunch of scenes of the game. It's cool.
It felt like all assets from the game. Yeah, and they recreated a very specific part.
Yes.
I think it was like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
In the game
when you go to the sewers.
Yeah, and they got to get the generator going, and just the fact that they actually took a chunk out and did it.
I'm surprised they recreated one of the darkest scenes in the entire areas in the entire game, which was that community that was under the thing, and like what happened to them and what happened to the kids there and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that. It's like, is that part going to be in it? And then you go into a room and it's written on the chalkboard or whatever. They didn't suffer.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
Oh, we're getting some dead kids coming up. So they did that. Every few rooms they had different actors playing Joel and Ellie, but they were lip syncing to audio recorded by Troy Baker. And,
new audio and stuff,
Ashley
which is
Johnson.
really cool.
It was great. It was cool. And for some reason, that was the one maze. They were not scanning our express pass.
Yeah, they weren't beeping it.
They just looked like, oh, you have it? Yeah, go through. Typically, with what we had, I think you could do each maze like once.
Yep.
Or something. They kept not scanning it, so we did it like fucking 3 times. And so that was cool. And so like the first time, oh, scary. And then the second time I'm just going through like, okay, is that the original artwork? Oh, okay, cool. Hey, there's an actual handwritten note next to this guy. Wow, they filled it out. Wow. It could actually just go and look and, whatever. I thought that was fun.
That was cool.
Clickers scare me.
I'll just say this. I was a little underwhelmed. I feel like it was a lot of like just narrow hallways where I liked in the other mazes where it was like a big room. Massively made though, but I
just kind of feel like that's how the game is. Yeah. So I expected that. I guess.
I did want to say there was a section where I think Ellie like shoots a bow and then like one of the dudes like takes an arrow. Yeah. And later in the night, I got a message on Instagram where the guy was like, Johnny, I saw you in the Last of Us maze. I was the guy who got shot with the arrow in the Last of Us maze. I was like, what?
That was so cool.
He's like, yeah, I had to do that all day. I'm like, that's hilarious. So shouts out that guy if you're watching.
Yeah. They had a cool effect of that truck that chases you in the game.
That was cool.
Which I don't think was part of that sewer. I think that was something they took from another part of the game.
Yeah.
Where you're being chased by that truck for throughout the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really cool having it like pull up really quick and then pull back.
Someone was asking, they do have the sex scene from part 2 was in they recreated that with
it's like a voyeur section.
What's her name? Bingy.
Abby.
Abby, that was in there. Everyone filters through this boat, and they're all
everybody
like,
gets on, and then they're just like,
yeah. Damn, look at that. Look what they got. look what they got going on. So that was cool. No, but anyway, understandable. I know what you mean. I liked those aspects made the other ones better to me. But like I said, as a fan of the game, I got the assets of the game.
Yeah.
IRL.
That's there.
I was happy.
Sure.
I was happy. And then ended with one of my favorite bits in the first game, which is you get out and then the exit door spray painted on it is infected inside, do not go in, and they're both going, oh fuck, are you fucking kidding me? They wrote it on this side.
Yeah, you should have put it on the other side.
Yeah, should have put it on the other side. God damn it. That was always one of my favorite bits. So the
once
fact
you
that
get out, it says, don't go in here.
Yeah.
Oh, would have been good to know on the other side of this.
Yeah. So that I love that was how it ended. So that was great. So was very happy with that. I don't know what your favorite one was.
My favorite one was that like Latin American monster.
They had one that was, I don't think it was based on any movie. It was just Latin American
monsters. That might have been the best one.
It was so good.
And they had a Universal monster one.
Yeah, it was, that was the last one we went on.
Yeah.
That one was cool.
That one, that could be my favorite too, just because that was
the visuals.
Definitive classic haunted maze at a theme park. Mm-hmm. What more can you say? You got Frankenstein. The Invisible Man just tried to grab me. Okay, it was like every Universal owns all those classic monsters, and used them all. And it was like, well, that's the definitive Halloween thing right there. 100%. So I might give it to that for that reason. But I also really did like the Exorcist one.
I thought that
one was creepy.
The Exorcist one was cool. Had the worst smell.
Oh,
of
yeah.
anything.
Oh, they had
They were
like
pumping
a
smells
they had like
in.
a farm area that was like, it's shit.
It's all manure. There's like you're in a
Shit smell.
barn and it smells like manure. It smells like shit.
This isn't a wet fart situation. They actually made it smell like shit in there.
Yeah, they did.
It stank like shit.
Yep.
No bells and whistles.
I really like the Terror Tram.
Oh yeah, I really like that too.
The theming. Last time I went on it, it was a clown themed thing, which was like whatever. Okay, clowns stuff like that. I really liked this theme of like, it was almost like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh yeah, I'm an exterminator, but I'm an insect and I want to exterminate people.
Yeah,
Like,
it was bug people wanting to exterminate us.
Yeah.
As like just humans.
Yeah.
But we should say Terror Tram, for those who don't know, it's the Universal Hollywood has the tram tour where they give you a tour of the back lot with all. I mean, it's a real working set.
Yeah.
They film TV shows and movies all the time. Really, the most iconic part of Universal
is their
Studios
tour. That's
is
how
that
it started. That's how the whole thing started with a tour.
No other part. And, I always talk smack on Universal, and they still don't have enough rides for me to really love it as a theme park. But that tram tour, no one else has that. That almost sweetens the whole deal, where it's like, damn, there's an electricity here in that regard that no one else has. So I always love doing that tour. So it's that, but they theme it, and you're on the tour, and the exterminator comes on. I think drop the humans off here, we'll exterminate them. And so the tram did just randomly stop, and they make you get out and you walk a whole trail through all the backlot sets and
the
stuff.
Bates Motel set.
Yeah, we walked through Bates Motel.
The Psycho House set. And then you go through you get to go through the War of the Worlds plane crash.
I was hyped on that one. Yeah.
The downed plane was
that was
awesome.
so cool. And then you hop back on. Oh no! And then the Us set.
Yeah.
Is it? No.
Nope.
Nope.
Well,
they just had Us characters in it.
And
They
that
did
was,
have Us characters.
That was funny. They did that last year too, and they did it this year, where all of it is themed. So you're going through all these sets, but the bugs and stuff are out to get you. There's roaches all over this thing. There's a bug guy popping out of the thing. There's all that. But then once you get to the Nope set, okay, it's just all the Us people. It was, in the red jumpsuits with the scissors.
Yeah, it's doing this, and they're like lining up, like Hands Across America and everything. It was cool.
I like that they just dropped that character.
Yeah.
They just went. Jordan Peele gets his moment here.
That's it.
Just let him do it.
Yeah.
And I do want to bring this up because I know we're going to talk about this for a long time.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing at Universal was hands down the Waterworld.
The Purge.
The Purge
Waterworld
show.
Yeah,
was
they
so
rethemed
good.
the Waterworld show to be the Purge.
It was like really well done. I was surprised at how much they used of the set and everything. I'd never seen them use that for anything else other than Waterworld ever.
It was so good.
Same.
It was really cool. And the ending, I love an ending you never see, and they just break into a rave.
Yeah, so so this show has like a group of like rich kind of like politicians and whatever, trying to like fortify the place, get everything ready because they're excited about the Purge. They're gonna get to whatever, and then the people break in and take it over, and you're thinking like, oh, they're gonna like do a choreographed fight, dude. They're slitting throats.
Yeah,
it was
They're going
brutal.
and blood is geysering
Going
out.
crazy,
It was like fuck, and then they finally. Oh, it's the CEO and his assistant. What's going to happen? What are they going to do? And then the assistant goes, nah, fuck this CEO. Boom.
Yeah.
Dance party.
Headshot.
What song did they play?
It was Spitfire by Prodigy.
And it's like,
call it Spitfire.
and there's lasers going off. There's fire going off.
And I mean, it's like, and it goes on like too long.
Yeah,
Where it's
but-
like, I got me Spitfire.
But that's, I think it going on too long made it so good because
10 times better.
I was cracking up.
that was the best ending to a theme park show. I'm planting my flag there. Regular Waterworld is my favorite theme park show.
Yes.
But the ending of this one is my favorite ending to a theme park show, where they just rave, and it's like, are we done? Do I get up? Are we still going? Okay.
Dude, another show we went to, which was kind of a show
Oh,
and
yeah, I
kind
wanna
of
talk about this.
kind of a trailer.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I'm glad they didn't just make, because like, you know how like Disney has that 3D theater that's like, here's an upcoming clip from this movie and stuff like that. They were definitely using that to promote the upcoming stuff, like Five Nights at Freddy's.
From it was Blumhouse Studios. Was doing a preview in the
They
theater.
did it in a way that it worked, where everything gets fucked up. And then it doesn't become that anymore. And I enjoyed that. Like the guy talking to you gets killed. And
So you go into this theater unexpectedly. The whole lobby of the theater was a Blumhouse gallery.
It was like a museum of all their upcoming like props from old movies that they've done, and all the animatronics for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie that's coming out.
All the physical suits or robot animatronic stuff was right there. You could walk up to it, look at it, take a picture. I mean, that was such a great exhibit.
Yes.
I also really enjoyed that they had a costume from this, costume from that, and then they had one case that was empty, and it was like, costume from the Invisible Man. Classic gag, empty thing, and you say it's the Invisible Man. Yep. I always fall for it. Anyway, and then the announcer was like, take your time in here. In about 5 minutes, we're gonna go in the theater for some trailers for upcoming movies. And then we'll let you go. They really downplayed that anything was gonna happen.
Yes.
Then we watched a few trailers, and then didn't the film break or something?
The film breaks. Like, I gotta go out. I gotta go fix this, and then he walks off stage. But then that starts the video of him walking on like behind the screen and stuff, and he gets killed
by Megan. Yeah, Megan kills him.
All the lights come off, and it comes on, and Megan is up front,
like 80 Megans,
and starts dancing and stuff. And the lights come off, and like 50 more Megans come out. Yeah, and then the lights come on, and they're all dancing like crazy.
It turned into a Megan dance number. They were all doing. It was like, okay, that was worth it.
Yeah,
it
was goofy as fuck, but I didn't care. It was entertaining, and it was so goofy though. But I get like same as the Waterworld show. It's goofy as fuck, but I eat that shit up.
Yes. So we're totally, again, had fun at every attraction. Yeah. It was just the overall package that was like, Jesus, you guys, what you gotta, man, this is in a lot.
I will say that the initial kind of entrance, like there's a vibe there. There were like giant crows and like people on stilts. Like the vibe was there, but only there.
Amidst the giant crowd where I feel like I couldn't stop moving. Like I don't know. It just felt like it's overrun. I keep hearing that from people. And again, had we not had the Express Pass, I don't know how much we would have done.
No, we would have done like
two things in the Blumhouse thing, and then we would have probably left. I mean, I don't know, you know. And the food was horrible, awful.
Oh,
I had like 2 shit tacos for like $17 or something. But we were like, where's the fun Halloween food? Where's the oh no, that's it. They got a lot of beer everywhere. Okay. It sucked. Now, well, what any other Maze stuff? I really did like the Chucky one.
No, the Chucky one was great. I had a great night. That was super fun.
Yeah.
Even the negative stuff we said, I had so much fun.
Yeah. And I'm giving the complaints, but I still had a great time. If you go, you're going to have a good time. But it's just kind of at the cost of it's you know what? It's Hollywood Horror Nights is the perfect summation of LA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, LA people, but this is the example I'm going to use.
I'm not sorry.
There's really great things in it that you can't find anywhere else, and no one else is going to do it better than that. But it's in this infrastructure that is total shit, and it makes you feel, I got to get the fuck out of here. Yep. That's how I would review. So it was in LA and thus represented LA itself. I
was gonna say, if we didn't get that fast pass, I don't think we would have had a good time.
You think we would have left like fuck
this? We would have left bummed out.
100%.
And again, we wouldn't have normally sprang for that, but it was like, okay, they got Last of Us, they got whatever. Never been to this, don't know if we're going back. So this is a one-time thing, and that's my question: is like, am I doing that next year? I don't.
Hell no.
I don't want to do that every time. I think Universal is going to come down to if there's a year with like, hey, they got all my favorite things.
Yeah.
Like this year, I like Last of Us enough that I had to go see that.
Yeah.
You know, if they announce next year, okay. Like if they announce a year where they did do something in Nintendo, okay, that's a big. I would check that out. But if it's just like, oh yeah, here's another handful of things, and I don't really care about a couple of them,
then I'll skip it.
I'll probably skip it.
Yeah.
Now, where I don't feel that way, I'm just gonna be real. Knott's Scary Farm. We went to that, and it was like as soon as we walked into that thing, I think Johnny said it was like, I think you said something. I just remember someone taking a breath and going, oh, Knott's is unmatched.
It's unmatched.
Yeah, we went through there and it was immediately.
The vibes are there.
The vibe was there. You're going through the creepy ghost town. Okay. Oh, it's not so foggy this year. Oh, someone blasted a machine or something. It's foggy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, now I can't see shit. Uh-oh, a guy's walking towards me with a lantern. Okay, we gotta go. Like, it was like we were immediately in Halloween. We had entered the Halloween holiday. You know what I mean?
100%.
Do you want to go see if Sad Eye Joe is locked in the thing? No, let's go over there. It was just like you were in a Halloween adventure. I just feel like I never got that at Universal. I was being rushed from terminal to terminal.
Yeah.
That was the, you know.
With Knott's, I just feel like it becomes its own theme park almost.
Yeah,
I feel like
they really do such a good job of it.
And it's like it for real is unmatched.
And let's just be real, it's way cheaper.
Yes.
They have their own express thing. I think is also equally expensive, but we didn't do that. We just got a normal ticket, and it's it
was pretty
a lot less.
It was pretty.
It was
so dead.
Yeah. Which I guess on that sense, it's like, well, we went on a random Wednesday hoping that like, it would be more dead, and it was. But at the same time, it was so dead that I'm like, I hope Knott's is doing okay.
I know,
but
it was really dead.
I think it will probably get better every week.
It was early, so maybe now it's going pretty hard because it's so close.
Were you going to say something that I
no.
What you were going to say? But the reason why I really wanted to get into Knott's is they figured out the fucking food situation. Now, I will say this. I'm actually going to go back. I'm going to throw a point back to Disney. Disney has the theme park food game probably the most on lock.
Yeah, the limited seasonal food is so.
That is something Disneyland mastered.
Every shop has some sort of, this is a limited thing.
Yeah.
And it's all cool.
But Knott's does a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, they do.
You might not get every item. You might not get there might only be one or two, whatever. But they kill it with the one or two things. Let's try this weird funnel cake. Okay. Hey, the funnel cake's $20. Okay, well, that's not cheap. But what do you get for the $20? A funnel cake as big as your car tire.
It was pretty big.
I mean, that thing weighed half as much as one of us.
That thing fucked me up.
That was like, it's $20. Oh, that's good. And then they give it to you. And you're, that's $20. Yeah, I get it. Like, they have figured that out. And they made them fun enough where there's stuff that might not even be good, but you want to try it just because it's like, okay, we didn't get it, but they had, what was it called? It was the pickle thing.
Oh, they had a shot of whiskey that was in a pickle. When we went on Wednesday, and I will say my only problem with Knott's was that when there's not enough people, they don't fully open.
Yes, that is a give and take with Knott's.
Yeah,
go on a more dead day. That's always cool. Oh, less people at the theme park. But yeah, they also do that where it's like, that thing's not open. Yeah. Oh, that thing's not running because it's dead. And it's like, should I have come when it was crowded?
Yeah.
It's a weird conundrum. So I agree with you.
So we ran into that a little bit, but it wasn't egregious or anything.
Yeah. It didn't ruin the night.
No, that's why we never got that pickle shot because they were like, that's not right. That's only on the weekends. So
I need that pickle shot.
I don't.
Yeah.
It was just a hollowed out pickle.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not, I don't usually drink, but I'm always down to try something if it's a funny Halloween thing or a themed thing or whatever. So I was like, Johnny, get the pickle shot. I got to try this. I got to try it. And Johnny's just like, they're just going to pour whiskey into a pickle.
A hollow pickle. And
this isn't like something crazy.
What is Halloween season about pickles? Or whiskey.
It's scary. Pickle Rick, scariest shit I've ever seen. Have you read about Justin Roiland? Anyway, classic, just a gag.
Well, they always do. If you've noticed, every Halloween they do a pickle item. I'm gonna dill you.
Still my favorite food title. The I'm gonna dill you pickle fries. Knott's was legendary for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
This year they had 2 funnel cakes.
Yeah.
And again, killing it on the names, no pun intended. They had 1 funnel cake with every cereal you could imagine on it.
Yeah.
Called Serial Killer Funnel Cake. Classic. The perfect name. However, the one that we tried, because it was a little freakier, we want to try something weird. They had, we'll get into it in a second too. So we'll finish up the food talk, I guess. First is they had a new maze this year called Cinema Slasher.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And so in honor of that, they had the Cinema Slasher funnel cake where they dumped every movie theater candy onto a funnel cake. Mm-hmm. And you're going, okay, what could that be? Well, you put some dots on there? No. Oh, I'm talking they got M&Ms. They got red vines hacked up on there. They got
I wish snow caps.
Yeah, that would have been a good addition.
Yeah.
What were the other? I can't name any other fucking candy right now.
I think were there Whoppers on it? I think there were. Yeah.
Whoppers on it.
Chocolate covered pretzels?
Chocolate.
I thought I had one.
Yeah, I think
in the picture I saw one. I don't know if I got one.
I think so.
No milk duds.
No milk duds.
My teeth up.
I can't remember. A whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
M&Ms
all dumped onto it. They dump all that on there. They drizzle fucking chocolate on it. They drizzle. Then they go, oh, you want whipped cream? Yeah, they give a perimeter of whipped cream. I'm talking they loop around. They lap around Dale Earnhardt style, just around. Everything was on that fucking thing. Was there Raisinets on it?
No, but it had like a strawberry.
It did. It had a strawberry thing on it.
See, I thought that was too much.
I like that part.
Now, if it just had the strawberry thing, totally. I thought there were way too many things going on. Either go the fruity route or go the like
sweet and savory
Halloween candy chocolate whatever route. Totally. But I felt like they were. It was that and the liquor. It was like, we tried it. I'm done.
It was good, but halfway through, like Kevin had to help me.
Yeah,
but,
it had a ton of ice cream on it too.
I had a moment where I was like, I can't be eating this. Like, I can't be eating stuff like this anymore. I don't think. Like, I just felt like it felt bad.
Yeah, you're right. Forgot that soft serve ice cream, a pile that high of soft serve ice cream. It was too much.
It was too much.
We did not need our own.
No, we both got our own.
We could have had one.
I was blown away
because I could have eaten. Like you're saying, it's too much. If we had the proper serving size, I could have done it. But yeah, I think I threw away so much.
You guys walked up each with one. I'm like, oh shit, dude.
We kind of crushed the.
We
the
crushed
one,
it. Yeah, we did.
I was not as lucky. But anyway, so like they have stuff like that. I didn't find shit like that at Universal.
Yeah,
no. Universal had. Oh, you want a Dos Equis?
It was a lot of Dos Equis.
Do you want a
Modelo?
Yeah. Do you want to? Oh, they had a little chocolate cake shaped like a skull.
Yeah.
It was like, yep.
Cool.
Okay. I mean, it was just they were asleep at the wheel there. Yeah. Imagine if you went to Toad's Cafe and they had dry bones bones or something.
Yeah.
Dry bones. You eat them. I don't know. Boo Burger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last of Us food. Mushroom burger.
Yeah.
Mushroom shit. You know what I mean?
Ooh, like Last of Us mushroom Swiss burger would have been lit.
Yes. Mushroom soup. Anything.
Yeah.
Fried mushrooms in a fucking thing. Cordyceps combo. Anyway. But yeah. So yeah, Knott's is more fun in that regard.
The only area of Knott's that I feel like needs some updating is that area where they have like the clowns walking around, where there's like the boardwalk area. That area stinks.
That area sucks. It's all just boardwalk games and it's just a bunch of clowns going around.
Even that 20s area, I'm kind of like,
they built that new ride border,
but the whole entrance is like 10 out of 10.
Yes.
What they need to do in that 20s area is kill off Johnny Rockets. Who wants Johnny Rockets?
Nobody wants Johnny Rockets.
Kill that and put some cool 1920s thing there.
Yeah.
That would sweeten that area a little bit. Get a cool speakeasy or a fucking, I don't know, do some Boardwalk Empire shit. I don't know.
I want them to do something with the like not Frontierland, but the minor area, the Calico area. Yeah. Because they don't do anything with that other than change the rides. I want like scary miners in the like walking through that area and stuff. It's pretty. It's just a panda.
Sure.
Panda and then the two rides. I mean, there is the west area, but I want a specific like.
Yeah, you're not talking about Ghost Town because Ghost Town they kill it.
They kill it. I'm talking about that strip between those two, the clown area and the other thing. Like,
I agree.
They don't do much in there.
I think that whole boardwalk area can go. I don't think anyone does any of those attractions. Like, I don't think because everyone knows boardwalk games are rigged.
Yes.
So I feel like everyone's like, I'm not. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Doing
why
this.
am I gonna pay
it felt like they were just kind of they were just standing around.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a discussion for a different episode.
Yeah. But anyway, then you get to the mazes. Oh, so yeah, you're walking around. They're scaring the shit out of you, and it's all different themed areas, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So you're in that boardwalk area, and it's all like clowns have taken over the park. When you're in Ghost Town, it's it's people from
the wild
like old west, like they've been resurrected and they're coming after you, whatever.
Which is my favorite area to go through.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's all foggy and scary.
That 20s area, it's the goring 20s.
Yeah.
And the theme, now I know this because I listened to the Knott podcast when it existed for about a month. The goring 20s, the theme there is that there was a drink called the Devil's Elixir that got unearthed somewhere. Like, oh, some collector had this. Let's drink it. And it infected the shit out of everybody, and they're all like Walking Dead kind of thing.
Which they cover because I don't think this was there last year, but the 20s maze.
Yeah, there's that was a new maze, room 13 or something.
It's like a speakeasy. You actually walk in, it's like a speakeasy, a fake door and stuff like that. And that was cool. Like, I enjoyed going through like your like hotel room door, like hallways.
I really like that one.
Yeah, that was really creative. Yeah.
The lore of Knott's is so crazy. We might need a fucking Botte video on the shit. It's fucking deep, dude.
Well, and to that point, that's what I was gonna say was the Devil's Elixir. Yeah, it's a big part of that maze. Like you're going through the homes of people who drank this stuff and everything went wrong. That's what that maze is. But it goes even deeper because I learned from that podcast the one that's like the Order 1886 or whatever it's called.
Yes.
That's a video game.
Yeah. I know
what is it called? The vampire one. Last year it had guns.
Yes.
This year it did not have guns.
They removed the guns from it.
That was my least favorite.
That one sucks.
That one, I'm bummed because that's the one that replaced Paranormal Inc.
Yeah.
I loved Paranormal Inc.
That was a cool one.
That was a cool one. And they're like, oh, this is the last season for that. This new one's coming. And it came back with like arcadey guns that you can like rack points up with.
Yeah.
Didn't give a fuck about the guns.
Yeah.
And it was just vampire stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we went again and they just went, yeah, we're not doing the guns anymore. I guess it was
so now
a hassle.
Yeah, now there's rooms that are just pointless.
Yeah.
It's just like, I would have been shooting something.
Yeah.
Okay. But that one, you go into a tavern at one point, and it's all these vampire dudes, and it's supposed to be 18 whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, check out the treasure we found, and there's Devil's Elixir in that treasure. Like they're the ones that unearthed it, and then in the 20s someone drank it.
Yes.
That's the lore.
A
very subtle
piece.
lore, yeah. And from what I understand, I think there's some of that in the Grimoire maze too.
Oh, really?
Like in their book or something like that.
I love the Grimoire.
Yeah. I think that is one of their best mazes.
That one's awesome.
Grimoire is great.
They read from an ancient book. It's like kids at camp.
Like around a campfire.
Yeah. It kind of looks Stranger Things-y for a minute.
But they unleash something, and that's where you have to go.
Yeah, they unleash something, and you go through, the whole maze is going through portals.
Yeah.
And each part of the maze, they're sending you to another bad time written about in the book.
Yes.
Where they talk about, famine and war and stuff like that. They're talking about war in the book, and then you go through a portal.
The trenches are like World War I.
All of a sudden, you're in like World War I. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, what? I was in a campfire a second ago, and now I'm in the trenches. You're hearing gunfire. I mean, it's creepy. It's really creepy.
Yeah.
Then you go through another thing and you're somewhere else. It's very creative.
And then you're going through like the end, and all the kids you saw at the beginning are all like fucked up. And
Yeah.
they're like,
all fucked up.
They're all
Yeah.
fucked up.
And then I love that maze when it ends and then you go out the exit and they're just blaring 80s music with CDs with promo posters for coming soon CD.
It's so funny because that's all left over from that show they had in there
Yeah.
of the 80s convention.
Yeah.
And you come in and you're just, it's Blair's 80s music.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I hope they never get rid of that one maze that the Catawampus is in.
Yeah,
Just because
Origins.
Ghost Town Origins.
Oh, yeah.
Or Calico.
Yeah, Calico Origins.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
It's
Something like
Calico
that.
Origin.
I love that one just because every year we walk up and there's a guy just doing a whole spiel outside, and he always talks about, we had to hang Sarah Marshall, and we always make a joke about I was trying to forget her, dude.
Yeah. Because the whole thing, Sarah Marshall's a character in this maze thing.
And she's the one, I believe, that becomes the witch that you see in
which
the
is
end.
a cool effect because she's like swinging around in circles. She's like flying around.
She's like flying above you.
Yeah, which is really cool.
And this is what I'm talking about, though, is these Knott's mazes So we talked about the grimoire thing. You're going through a tent and suddenly you're in World War I. What the fuck just happened? I don't know what's going to happen at any point. The Origins one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm in here. Is there anything? There's nothing in front. Oh, there's a witch up there. She's flying up there.
Yeah.
And that 20s one. There was a point in the 20s one where you're in a 1920s apartment and then they want you to go out the window. It looks like someone jumped out the window or something, and you walk through the window and they simulate that you're on the scaffolding outside the building, looking over really a skyline.
It's really cool.
And this is what I'm talking about. Knott's unlimited creativity. I don't know what's going to happen next. And I felt like Universal, again, the mazes had a lot of impressive technical stuff, but they were all the same in terms of transition hallway. There won't be anything in here. Whoa, look at this big room. That's cool. And Knott's had a lot of big, impressive rooms.
Yeah.
Okay, now another blank hallway that nothing will be in. Oh, another cool room. Okay, another hallway that nothing will be in. Oh, another cool room. Another hallway. It was just that every maze. 100%. I could count on, oh, this is scary. Well, don't worry. There's a hallway coming up that there'll be nothing in it.
Yeah.
Knott's doesn't have that. Knott's, it was consistently, I don't know what's going to be in the door. You know, isn't that funny?
Mm-hmm. I think that Knott's has a lot, like, I feel like Universal is kind of in a box just because, like, oh, we have this property and we can kind of extend beyond that.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Knott's just gets to have fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just the idea of coming up with, like, something engaging and cool out of nothing is really fun.
And no IP to worry about. They don't have to, does this going to fit into that? No, none
Universal,
of that.
you could tell they needed to promote something with each one.
Yeah.
It's like, here's for the new season of the Child's Play show.
Yeah.
Here's for the new season of, the new Exorcist movie that's coming out.
Yeah, they're confined by that.
Yeah, and Knott's doesn't have any of that.
Even Last of Us, they couldn't go nuts with that, you know? That was cool seeing bits I liked from the game, but that's as far as it can go.
Yeah.
There was nothing in there that was like, what the fuck is that? You know, that's as far as it can go. Knott's doesn't have those rules. And one of the mazes I really liked was the what is it? Not the Crypt Keeper, but the Vault, something.
I can't remember what the
crazy
name.
haunts or crazy.
At which place?
The last maze we did at Knott's.
Where
it was actually, you went through, it was like the not the Crypt Keeper, but a guy that the historian.
Yes.
And he had a section of every big maze from Knott's history.
That was my favorite of the night.
That was
because you can tell they pulled all this out of storage. It isn't just an homage. They actually got pieces from each maze and gave it its own section in this full maze that covers it. So it's like we had seen that store earlier.
That store is so cool.
Yeah, they had a tribute store.
Yeah, a tribute store. And they in there, it was almost like a store/museum. And they had a bunch of museum stuff. And they had pieces from the old ride, mazes. Like, oh, this was from this maze in 2001. Or
this one's from Dollhouse. Here's a doll from the Dollhouse.
And they had some stuff in there. And you can tell they just had little bits in there.
Yeah.
But the rest went in this maze.
Yeah.
Because like that mask they had of like the Dollhouse maze and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They had a full section and that mask was everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was really cool.
It was like getting through dragged through Knott's dark history.
Yes.
I found something out, Kevin, and this will kill you.
What?
They actually had in the Dollhouse part of it, they hid an original Barry Tales bear.
Like the animatronic?
They used to have, before the Barry Tales ride, the shooter one that they have now, way back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, they had a Barry Tales ride with animatronics. Yeah. They had one, it was like one of the young bears, whatever, and it was in the Dollhouse. They were like, yo, this is Knott's history, and it's right there. Like, you can fucking touch this. Like, it's right there. And I follow someone who is, I follow like a Barry Tale fan account on Instagram, as everyone should. Someone trampled the shit out of it. They went on that ride and like ate shit, and they were like, "Yeah, it's not on the ride anymore." Someone like collapsed into it, or like it was fucked up apparently. So I think it was gone by the time we went.
Probably,
I think, because I would have. I feel like I would have noticed.
That's a bummer. I'll have to look that up.
But anyway, so that was a really cool maze. I'm gonna say maybe my favorite though. I think my favorite is new one. They replaced a classic everyone loved. They had one called Dark Ride, where it was like you went through behind the scenes of a ride at a theme park.
Yeah.
They replaced it this year with Cinema Slasher. And I thought that was so clever, where you walk into a movie theater. There's a screen. Oh, they're playing slasher. Oh, it looks like Friday the 13th. Okay, walk through the screen. Ew, what? Oh, I'm walking through the screen.
Yeah,
and then that section is like, there's a Jason type guy with a machete coming at
like
you.
You go into the movie.
Yeah. And then you get out of it and you're in. They replicate the thing like, oh, I'm back in the theater. Is this the same theater? Is this a different theater? Oh, they're playing like a Texas Chainsaw kind of movie. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And then you walk through that screen and you start hearing Chainsaw. It was like you walked through 4 different movies.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And those, I don't know if you know, Kevin, I think those were all based on old mazes.
Really?
Yeah. Like, not directly necessarily, but like the Friday the 13th looking one.
Mm-hmm.
It was at Camp Gonna Getcha. And that was an old maze. Back in the 90s was Camp Gonna Getcha. Like that.
Yeah.
So they still kind of tied it into.
I love that.
I loved that. Again, such creativity.
Yes.
So that might have been my favorite one.
What was your favorite?
I'm not
Johnny?
sure.
Do you remember?
What do you think?
I really don't remember. I think I like that one the most. I really liked. I like the Roaring 20s one.
Yeah,
a
that
lot,
was
just because that's the one where I got scared the most.
Yeah.
That was the one where I was like, I need to go up front because I kept like getting kind of the remnants.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
that's
I got
true.
fucking
You got annihilated sometimes.
There's a part where someone smacked on a window and I jumped like a fucking mile. So I think that might have been my favorite.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
They did an effect in the theater one. I don't know if you guys saw, because I feel like you guys went on and I saw this happen and I was like, fuck, am I the only one that saw that? But when you go into the concessions area at the beginning of the ride, did you guys see what happened in there?
No.
You guys went first and left, and then you guys walked out, and they have this effect I've never seen before where the lights went out in the concessions, but they hit it all with black light, and it was like all getting electrocuted.
Oh, I did see that. I did see
Like
that. Yeah.
That was so dope.
That was cool.
The one part of that maze that was cracking me up, I don't know if it cracked you guys up. I don't know if there was like, it did feel like they weren't full staffed.
Yeah.
But there was a room in that where it was just like dark and then the lights turned on and there was just a giant chainsaw.
Yes.
And then the lights went off and it was like, uh-oh. And there was
I
no one in the
definitely
room.
was
Yeah.
like, something's missing there. And I've
Yes.
looked it up and
Yeah.
I've seen shots. There's like a dude behind it.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
and it's like, oh, so we missed that.
Yeah, it was just,
Yeah.
I was like, and then I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. So that was a little weird.
That was a little weird.
But all of the mazes, man,
the mazes are so
creative.
good. Everybody should check it out.
And again, if you get a ticket online to go to Knott's Scary Farm, right now, you get it online. It's $55 to $60. I think that is such a value. You get the whole theme park plus all this stuff. Like, I just think that is such a good deal.
I agree.
I just have to. I'm gonna recommend that way above the Universal one. Again, you'll have fun if you go to the Universal one. You'll have some fun, hopefully. But the Knott's one is just. That's the only game in town as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I want to say this. You know what's unfun and not creative? The hanging.
Yes.
Oh,
I was going to bring that up. It is just the worst boomer jokes. And it's just.
yeah. So that was
my only slight this year.
They did a show. But I'm going to give it a compliment.
Okay.
I'm going to balance them out. And hear me out on this. They used to do a show for years called The Hanging, where it's almost picture Knott's version of Todd and Aaron's Game of the Year
where they just
awards.
cover the year of events.
Yeah.
Make fun of them.
Bring out celebrities.
Yeah.
Oh, should we hang this guy? No, let's. And then at the end, they always find the worst offender. Like, oh, this year, we're sick of this fucking guy. Hang him. Oh, it's 2004. What do we say? Oh, Paris Hilton. Hang her. Okay, we hung her. They eventually got so many complaints about it that were like, should you really be doing this in the middle of a theme park? Like, come on, don't do this. They stopped doing it. And then this year they came out, hey, we're going to do it. Now, I thought they handled it well. They used to do it in that theater out in the open by the Calico thing.
Yeah. That big one.
Okay.
They used to do it right there.
Another show.
Yeah.
That's where they had all the gymnastic stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I got to hand it to them. I will say they handled it well. They were like, look, we're not going to do it there anymore. We're going to do it in the enclosed Western Theater. And now it's like, look, if you're looking for that kind of show, it's going to be edgy. It's going to be full of, off-color jokes, kind of shit. If you're into that, by walking in the door and sitting down, you're like signing up for that. Mm-hmm. If you don't like this kind of shit, you'll never see it. You'll never know it's there. Okay, fair enough. Now we did it. Show started. They made an Alec Baldwin joke as soon as the guy fired the gun. So it was like, well,
I was here for that.
That's where we're at. So the opening. No, I laughed at a handful of jokes simply because I was like, fuck, man, they signed off on doing this. Like I was you know baffling. What I mean? I was laughing on that side of it.
Yeah.
Where it was like, it's really tasteless that they say this and this and this. But I'm kind of amazed you just said, yeah, go for it. I'm kind of amazed. That aspect of it entertained me. That's about it.
It felt like I was watching a new scary movie.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. And then it went on another half an hour, and it was, excuse me, is that your wife? Keep your wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Yep.
Oh, it's Barbie and Ken. I'm a Barbie girl. It's that. Where's the rum? I'm Jack Sparrow. Who's shit in my bed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean,
these are actual jokes.
Yes, it went on.
This is all real
for half an hour, and it was like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Anything involving gun humor did make me laugh, just because it was so inappropriate. Considering that theme park, there have been multiple incidents where people fled the park because they thought someone fired a gun or whatever. I mean, it was all good. Knott's is perfectly safe. But it was so like, you should not be doing this, that did get a laugh out of it.
The one cool thing
I hate to say that.
I will say about it is that similar to the Waterworld Purge thing, is all the actors have these bags of blood in their hand.
And they're all stunt performers from the shows. So they do really well.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Anytime there was a stunt,
amazing.
That was an awesome stunt. Anyway.
So whenever they like punch someone, they pop the bag in their hand. So it's just like blood goes flying. It looks so sick.
Yeah, the punches looked great. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Anytime they had a physical gag, like, okay, Barbie's going to fall off the roof. This gag is not funny. Then she'd fall off the roof. Shit, that looked like she died.
Yeah.
So that part was good, but that's it. It was cringy and bad.
Yes.
But the compliment I'm going to give it is, I kind of said this, but just, it is a testament to how little they regard fitting into, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, it's got to be that. Hey, if some boomer that works at the park really wants to do that show, hey, there they are in that corner, they're doing it.
Yeah.
It, to me, does contribute to the atmosphere of there isn't like a set confined list of rules at this thing. So that aspect of it, I'm like, man, that's so cool here. It's just, the show is awful. The show is awful. Mm-hmm. But the idea that could exist, I guess, is more exciting than the show itself. Does that make sense?
Oh, I don't know. I totally agree.
I'll like never sit through that again. But
I'm gonna spoil the hanging for everyone out there. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just want to give you a taste of how the show ends. There is like an evil villain the whole show. That's like, oh, who are you? He's wearing a robe.
Yeah.
At the end, they reveal it is Karen's and Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So that's what you're getting at the hanging, dude.
Yes.
If you like topical, horrible humor,
it was kind of a mixed message with the Karen thing too.
Yeah.
She was.
They kept calling them SJWs. I'm like, this doesn't feel like, it feels like you're.
Who do you define as Karen? There's Karen like I'm throwing a fit
at a store.
At Starbucks. You're wearing a mask, and I'm gonna get mad at you about it. Is that Karen? But then they were having her say stuff that was kind of like online SJW.
Yeah.
Very kind of liberal, like, you shouldn't kill people in a show. You should. I feel like these are kind of different people.
Yeah, and they were just kind of lumping it together.
But I guess that works. It's kind of like, hey, we're just killing complainers. Like, people complained about the show, so you're our enemy. You know, I guess it was a stupid show, so I'm not going to think
it was crazy to hear them on stage say SJW. I was like, oh.
yeah.
Damn. But we were surrounded by like a lot of like older dudes, and they were loving it. It was kind of hilarious.
Gen X was dying at that show.
Yeah.
I laughed hard, like I said, when it started, because I was like, Jesus, what are they doing? And then that faded very quick, and we sat in silence for half an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one generation above us, or couple, whatever, above us.
Loved it.
Yeah. So that's overall Knott's.
Knott's killed it
game in
this year.
That is the
For
game
real.
in town.
Yeah.
If you want a Halloween experience, and like you said, go to that tribute store.
It's so cool.
They have a store, and you're thinking, oh, who cares? I don't need to go to a store. No, it's like a museum.
Yeah.
To Knott's. It's the 50th anniversary of Knott's
Elvira
Scary
stuff.
Farm.
They got Sinister Seymour. They got all this kind of stuff.
Highly going to recommend. They have a book on 50 years of Knott's Scary Farm. I've been reading it. It rules. Pick that up. Knott's is the only game in town, but I saved it for the end.
Yeah. We ended it with a local one that's much smaller.
What tops Knott's?
Fright Fest.
No.
Oh.
We have here in San Diego the theme park Marshall Scotty's, which closed in the late 90s.
Yes.
And every Halloween, they just throw a bunch of cobwebs and skeletons on it and let you walk through it.
And they didn't do that forever. So it is an abandoned theme park.
Yes.
Like they didn't start doing this till maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, I think. And at that point, this place was like broken glass everywhere. Like it's run down.
Yeah.
But that adds to the charm.
Yes. So we went there. We went through it. It was a bunch of San Diego / El Cajon teens, screaming at us as we went through a dilapidated theme park that hasn't run in 20 plus years.
Probably the best line I heard all night was there was a guy in front of us, and there's a part where you go into like a abandoned house, and he's like, "That's a haunted mansion. I'm not going in there."
We were cracking up. I'm not going there. It's a haunted mansion.
Why aren't you going in? It's a haunted mansion.
It was fun. It's so funny. We went to 3 different things that had 3 completely different energies to it. And this last one was like, it was so weird and fun. And it's like, should we be here?
That's the fun of it to me is it's not the highest production quality joint.
Not at all.
But you're walking through abandoned shacks and buildings where you're going, is it legal that I'm walking through this?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be in here. It's hot. It's kind of hot and smells bad.
Yeah.
The aspect of the place feels like one email could shut it all down. That's the vibe you won't get at Universal.
It's definitely a place you want to wear closed-toed shoes.
Yes,
because
not closed-toed shoes you like, because those are going to get fucking
they're gonna
dirty.
fucked up.
My red shoes are no longer red.
They're dusty.
Yeah, my shoes
it
are
was
fucked
so
up.
dusty.
Yeah,
so dusty there. But yeah, there's like a house in the middle of it where the people who own the property used to live.
Yeah,
and you're going through their old house. Like, there's like a living room that's decked out with haunted stuff.
Yeah,
it is so much fun.
Yeah.
I loved it for a whole different reason that I loved Knott's or
or
Universal or anything like that. It was a ton of fun.
There was one guy in there that was genuinely scary. He looked like Charles Manson. And he was getting unbelievably close to people. He got in my fucking ear and started going in my ear.
He was giving us little nibbles.
Yeah. It was so scary.
Yeah, that guy got real close, and it was
too much.
But overall, I loved that one. I loved that like they had kind of knockoff characters from movies. So they had like Freddy going around
just
like,
randomly,
with the stuff, and they had like Jason with a machete.
But then at the end, it was all kind of vaguely themed stuff. And then at the end, you're leaving, and I'm hearing a chainsaw. Oh, a chainsaw guy. Wait, is that a clicker? Wait, is that a Silent Hill nerd? It was like they threw every video game.
They had a bunch
thing
of
at
video
you.
game stuff too, and it wasn't even in a section. It was just them. It's like, here's a Silent Hill nerd.
They were
right
all
here.
just crowding the exit, and it's like, why did the gamers lose at the end?
Yeah.
What happened?
There was a clown there was a clown section, and someone dressed like the Terrifier clown, and I went, "Oh shit, Terrifier!" And then the guy just went, "Kinda." That was making me laugh.
But it's long. It's like 15-20 minutes to get through the whole thing.
Yeah. It was a whole experience.
Yeah,
the guy dressed as Freddy Krueger, you said something, then he was like, Clark Kent doesn't like me too much.
Because of my glass and stuff. You could tell because we circled back because the kind of loops around.
Yeah.
And you can hear him talking. And I think he called somebody else Marty McFly.
No, it was at us.
Oh, it was.
Because we were looking at, they had the old rundown roller coaster.
Yes.
And
there's an abandoned
one
roller
of us
coaster in the
said
middle.
something like, I wouldn't have gone this. I wouldn't have gone on this even back then. And he said he went over the fence and said like, "Good thing you ain't Marty McFly," or something like that. He's like, "Yeah, eat shit, Marty McFly." He said something Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Old man. He was an old man trying to improvise. It was charming.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
I loved it though.
Yeah. It was fun, and we survived. No.
So yeah, I mean, safe to say that one topped them all. So this next Halloween or this Halloween, if you still have time, skip Universal, definitely skip Disneyland, skip Knott's. Go to our local theme park, Scotty's Scary Farm. What is it called?
I think it's called El Cajon Scare Trail. Now it used to, I think they've changed it a couple times.
Yeah.
The website is that, but I think it's called Scotty's Scare Trail now because they didn't have the Marshall Scotty's name.
Yeah.
So they couldn't use that.
So there you go. That tops them all.
Yeah.
Scotty's Scare Trail.
I know. I forgot to mention real quick about Knott's. The biggest scare for me was at the end of the night, and it was
a good note to
it
end
was perfect. We were walking out because
it had closed.
It had
right?
closed.
1 a.m.
Everybody's
it was
walking out,
Yeah.
and we were like 10 feet from the exit turnstile to get out, and some dude is like hiding behind a trunk of a tree and goes, "Whoa!"
A dude in costume
worked there. And everything like that scared the shit out of me. And I think you said we're done. It's over.
Yeah, we were going to our cars and it was like, oh, the night's over. Why would you do that to us? The night's over. And then then we walk a few more feet and you just hear, not yet.
Just not yet.
He just from the shadows goes, not yet.
Oh, the guy's scaring
that was
the
making
shit
me
out
laugh
of
for
me,
half an hour.
And us going it's over. And he's like, not yet.
Why would you do it? The night's over.
That was so
not yet.
That was so good.
That was hilarious. Anyway.
Well, these are so much fun. I want to keep doing at least a Knott's one every year.
Yes. So that's how I feel. Knott's is baked into my Halloween.
Yeah,
I want to go every time.
Every year.
Universal is going to be situational.
Yeah,
if they have dude,
cool.
they've got this and this and this, then I'll go. If it's not anything that is blowing my mind, I'm skipping.
Yeah.
And then of course Scotty's Scare Trail.
Yep.
That's a definite.
It's cheap. It's local. I'm down to go to that.
Although I will say cheaper.
Yes.
But $20 more, you get Knott's.
Yep, exactly.
So again, Knott's the best deal in town.
Yep.
Still,
Knott's is the best deal in town.
You get a whole theme park. So
yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
And rule Johnny and I used this 1,000 times. If you do go to Knott's beforehand, it's a separate ticket. But if you buy a ticket to go to Knott's before Knott's
during the day,
before it closes, and then they switch over to Knott's Scary Farm, that park is deader than you've ever seen in your entire life.
It's awesome.
If you want to go on any roller coaster, no wait, do it. We go on every roller coaster we want to. There's no wait. It's super easy. And by the time the scary stuff starts, those kind of get aligned to them, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, we just got to talk about the log flume. All I'll say, there's a fucking bear.
The log flume ride at Knott's.
The bear is
during
the best
Halloween.
part.
There's a bear on the log flume that during the day just goes roar. But during Knott's Scary Farm, you get to it, and the bear just goes, "Happy Halloween!"
Yeah.
And it feels like you're having an aneurysm.
I know.
It's amazing.
It's like it's talking. It was never talking before.
That log ride is a fever dream.
It's so good.
During Halloween.
It's really good.
It's a must.
It's really
you have
good.
to do it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, anyway, there's the comparison. Agree, disagree. Let us know in the comments. Leave a comment and tell us, what do you think? Are we off base? Is Universal better to you? Or are we correct? Have you gone to Scotty's Scary Trail?
Yeah.
Hey, Scotty. Jesus, man. Just turn it on.